We worked all of our lives to get here. We went to school, we did well, we went to college, medical school, and our final destination is your job as a hematologist oncologist. So this is actually the most important decision in your life. I've had the best time here, I've watched it grow, I enjoy every single day, I love taking care of my patients, most importantly I love the staff here.
Over the years of us building this company from 7 doctors to over 300, we've realized a lot about how to help young physicians become successful and actually really love what they do for a living. You know what they say, it's not a job if you love it, it's a passion. And that's our whole goal here, and it starts day one. When new doctors come to us when they're out of fellowship, for the first 3 to 4 months, it goes very easy because we want them to enjoy learning, but most importantly, we know they have their boards to take. We want to do everything possible to help them get through that first portion of their career. After that, it's about career development. Every new doctor has a mentor. That mentor meets with them once a week to help them with things that we think are easy after years of practice. Like, who do I send my patients to for a colonoscopy? How do I get a pulmonary function test done? The little things we take for granted can be very challenging when you first start a practice. We realize that, and day one, we start our young doctors working with our doctors who have been in practice for 20 years.
I didn't really know what exactly I was looking for. It felt comfortable just to join the academic institution that I had trained at, but I was looking for more. When I came to New York Cancer and Blood Specialists and toured the facilities and saw what the day-to-day life of physicians was like, I thought to myself, this is what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the respect of my community, my colleagues. I want respect for my staff, and I want to be able to respect them. But at the same time, I wanted to be able to achieve a family and work-life blend. And that's really what motivated me to come to New York Cancer and Blood Specialists. I started off fresh out of fellowship. I've been here for close to 10 years, had my first child in practice, which a lot of women think is an unachievable goal. I love the fact that my patients don't have to travel 20, 25, 50 miles to receive great innovative cancer care. We're able to provide it in their own backyards.
When a new physician comes in, we tell them the secret is simple. We hire quality physicians and we provide them with the resources that we are able to give them. New York Cancer and Blood is an innovative, adaptive company. By that, what I mean is as times change, we change with the times. We can't be obsolete, and if we don't have change, we become obsolete. So as the new laws come up, as the environment for medicine changes, we have to adapt to it. And the reason we're able to provide the quality care yet maintain the small feel, family feel, taking care of those patients is because we adapt to times. Bureaucracy is a big part of medicine, and what we pride at New York Cancer and Blood is not to be bureaucratic. If you come in as a new physician and you have a good idea, we're going to take that and run with it if it makes sense, not just for the office that you're going to come work with, but every single office. Because we're all here to learn from each other, and if we're not learning from each other, we're going to get left behind.
I think that the biggest difference that I noticed was none of the agita that came with an academic setting. There was no stress, artificial stress that's created in academic settings simply doesn't exist here. I didn't have a chairman telling me what to do. I didn't have nurses telling me when they would come to work and when they were going to leave. All I had was everyone focused on taking care of the patient. And that was a breath of fresh air. It was a very refreshing change.
I think for the majority of people looking for a career, and I mean a career, not a job, we're the perfect home for people who want to provide excellent patient care, have access to cutting-edge research, and on top of that, have the resources available to help them be the best physician that they could possibly be.
At New York Cancer, we have a very strong portfolio of clinical research trials. These are cutting-edge trials, including phase 1 through phase 3. This really allows me to work at my highest capacity to bring the best trials to all of our patients at New York Cancer.
It's physician leadership and lack of bureaucracy are the two things. I've spent time working for hospitals, and there is a lot of bureaucracy. Things don't change as fast as you would like them to change, and sometimes they just never change. That's just not true at New York Cancer and Blood.
First, second, and third, the most important mission for us is how do we take care of patients in their community, and how do we help the physicians who we work with, how do we empower them to be able to deliver that care?
One of my biggest surprises when I came to New York Cancer and Blood is I could just tell my nurse I needed something, and it just happened. The team is there to chip in and help. You know, the nurses help you, the medical assistants help you, and you're there to help them, you're there to help the patients. Same for front desk staff, radiology staff, billing staff, everybody. It's a team effort. That's the key to our success.
Here at New York Cancer and Blood Specialists, one of the most important things that makes the day-to-day life of a physician much more efficient and effective is the fact that we have a plethora of ancillary staff and support staff that help us achieve our goals. The true role of a physician is to provide excellent care and to provide loving support for their patients. I'm able to spend more time at the chair side, talking to my patients, comforting them or walking them through a difficult diagnosis, because I am able to rely on my nursing and administrative staff to take care of the minutia that almost bogs doctors down in every setting.
Focuses on how to make the physicians the center of the practice so that the physicians can provide care for the patients. In order to provide quality care, we have to be able to provide quality services, because the administration, starting with our CEO, Dr. Vasurka, he understands what the needs are for these patients, whether it is access to foundation, whether we need access to an Uber Health, a transportation, because cancer doesn't mean here's your chemotherapy and here's your radiation. Cancer care means taking care of the other needs.
I think being in a financially stable practice, one that's growing tremendously, one that's academically cutting edge, with the research trials, the phase 1, phase 2 trials we have, the enjoyment of using new drugs and new medications, and also the ability to practice oncology with a minimum of hassle. We have extenders, we have nurses, LPNs, medical assistants in the office who work with us on a daily basis. And their main job is just making our life easier with the mundane day-to-day things. For example, doing a bone marrow biopsy takes me under 10 minutes because my medical assistant has everything ready for me. I go into the room, do the biopsy, and they take care of all the samples, the specimens, the labeling, everything else when I leave the room. So it's really a very enjoyable atmosphere in terms of work and practice.
We are the only provider in New York that takes every insurance. We don't turn anybody away from our doors. We take care of every patient from all walks of life. That in itself makes you feel great every day about what you do. Now for the physicians, we give them enough resources so they're not worried about all the other things that they've historically had to do. They don't have to worry about prior authorization or peer-to-peers. The physicians don't have to worry about did the patient get the scan, because every one of our doctors gets an administrative assistant who makes sure that everything gets done that they order on their patient. Every one of our doctors is assigned a nurse to look through their inbox, because I don't want my physicians signing off on normal labs. It's not important. I want them taking care of the people who need their attention the most, and we can provide the resources to make their journey and make their career that much more fulfilling.
New York Cancer it's all about everybody pitching in. It's about physician leadership. It's about all the clinical staff leading, though, and it's really an esprit de corps. It's a place for people that have high energy but really want to work together and put the patient first.
There are places that you would join and you're stagnant, hard to move up or get a raise, whereas here, if you do work hard and you put your time in, you have the opportunity to increase your salary, grow, become a partner. And in addition, we are so big that we will not be taken over by another institution. So you'll be joining a practice that is consistently growing and not worry about your future stability.
I was attracted to work at New York Cancer, because of the community feel of the employees. There's strong leadership who support the entire team so that that team can bring quality care to our patients. I've worked in positions previously that have not provided that to the employees, and it's made all the difference in my job satisfaction.
One of the more important things we teach doctors early on is it takes a village to do what we do. None of us practice within a void, so everyone that you interact with every day who's part of your team brings importance to the job that we do. So driving a phenomenal culture is so important to us. I mean, this is why, again, this year we were elected top employer on Long Island with 3,000 employees, because we know how important it is to have the people you work with every day love what they do just as much as you do.
We're a friendly group of folk. We actually enjoy coming to work and hanging out with each other. I think the one comment I hear from new physicians who join, especially those who come from a very academic-based center, is how happy the staff and the nurses and the doctors seem. I think that carries over to our patients too. Most of them have a very positive energy and a very positive attitude, and they enjoy coming in for their treatments and meeting the nurses and the doctors.
I love my job here because I truly believe I was put on this earth to help people, and there's no other better way to do that than to come here and take care of patients that need my help. I'm able to see a lot of patients and help a lot of patients that really need my help, and it is not even a job if you're doing what you love.
You know, I think I'm just most proud of the people I've gotten to know and just how the organization continues to grow. I've only been here for 2 years, and when I joined there was 1,500 staff. There's 3,000 today. It's the fastest growing practice in the country, and there's a reason for that. We're doing things the right way.
There's nothing more important than what we do and the care that we deliver. And we are a practice owned by physicians, run by physicians, made up of physicians. And that's the difference.